Hello everyone, this is Marcel here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about jealousy and give a couple of analogies showing why we shouldn't be jealous of blue pill men. So you ever go walking down the street and see a guy with his girlfriend wrapped around him and she's just gorgeous and all glossed up and he's showing her off to the world and they look so happy and they're cuddling. And you get that kind of a nauseous feeling because in the back of your mind you still kind of want that. You still want that girl wrapped around you, even after how women have treated you in the past. It's really hard to kind of deprogram that after so many years of being a blue pill man. At least for me it was. It's almost the same kind of feeling when you see a guy drive up in a really nice car. And I mean like a Corvette or a Lamborghini, like a really nice car. Incidentally, I was talking to a guy the other day in class about finances and how he was getting his college paid for and stuff. I was trying to give him some advice. And I told him, if you cut back on some of the spending that you have, that you could probably not have to work while you went to college. And he tells me, well, I actually can't cut back on the spending. Most of it goes to my car payment. And I look at him, I said, well, if you don't mind me asking, how much do you pay for your car? And he goes, well, about $650 a month. I nearly shat myself. That plus insurance on top of it, he pays more for his vehicle than I pay for all of my utilities and rent put together. So these guys get these nice cars and they can't afford them. They rarely take proper care of them because the parts are hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars a piece to replace. Most of them have to be custom ordered. The damn keys are $200 and $300 if they break. Some mechanics won't even touch them, at least in my hometown I know they wouldn't. So why is it with all the responsibilities and problems associated with something like that we would want it so bad? It's all about marketing. We're told by companies that that's the kind of vehicle that we should want. Then society kind of artificially inflates these people that have them to where they're at some sort of higher status than those that don't. Now, I feel bad using cars in an analogy like this because I actually really like them. But I ultimately had to make a choice. Did I want to take on a second job and be a slave to a massive car payment in return for the privilege of getting to drive to that job, which I wouldn't have had to pay for the very same car? So I chose freedom. That guy does look really cool driving around. Meanwhile, I'm deciding whether or not I want to travel to Europe this year or maybe Australia. Go say hi to Bering or something. And that's not even because I make a lot of money. I'm a college student. I don't make any money. I just don't have any big financial responsibilities like that. So the extra money that I do have can go straight into a savings account. For the amount of money that guy's paying on his car, he could have flown out 3 times in a year. I suppose between the two, a car's still probably a better investment than a girlfriend. I mean, they may break from time to time, but at least they'll never tell you no when you want to drive them. You catch somebody else driving it, society doesn't try and tell you that it's your fault. Call the cops and you can actually get the guy inside it arrested. You don't come home to find that for some reason your car just decided to leave. Alright, so there was another analogy that I liked when I was younger. I always kind of used to see women as birds, like really pretty exotic birds. That, you'd go around outside and you'd see them up on a branch, or you'd see guys walking around with this cool bird on his shoulder. People actually do that. And you think how cool it would be to have one of your own, but then consider the maintenance of one. Like you'd have to get a really big frickin' cage for it. All the expensive food that it takes and the amount of work to clean up after the thing. And for what? To hope that occasionally you'll get to pet it and hope that it doesn't bite you or shit on you in the process? The only thing it's really good for is the very same reason you drew your attention to it. It looks pretty. Okay, so I'm done with the analogies. The point I'm trying to get to is it's easy to look at a guy and his girlfriend and see the visual aspect of it that they want you to see without knowing the level of pain and suffering that that guy is going through, the extra jobs that he has to take to pay for what that woman requires to be maintained. And even in the best case scenario, even if he is truly happy, he has exchanged his freedom for that. The freedom to choose what he wants to do with his life. Even a good relationship is a partnership, and women are usually the ones in control. So, before you envy that blue pill man, consider what's going on behind the scenes. Because those of us who are MGTOW are the only ones that have real freedom. Okay, So I'd like to ask you a couple of questions as my viewers. I want my content to be thought-provoking and informative, and I have a lot more that I'm interested in sharing about my experiences and some other insights I've had into the MGTOW community. If there's a specific topic that you'd like me to focus on that I haven't so far, put it in the comments down below. If there's enough of an interest in it, I'll make it my next video. If you like the direction I'm going and want to hear more, like and subscribe.